What misconceptions do people have that could help them to change their lives? What misconceptions do people have that could help them to change their lives? All right. Well, one misconception is that people often feel that change takes a long time. And that's not true. That can easily be debunked. Again, like I said, it's about frequency. When you're looking to change something in your life, regardless of what it is, it's about frequency. If you're doing it on a regular basis, for example, if one of your strategies, your new goals is to drink more water every single day to improve your brain function, to reduce water retention, to suppress your appetite, to keep hydrated, to think more clearly, and so on and so forth, to remove toxins out the body and what have you, then have a bottle of water every hour and a half. Make it habitual. That's the frequency. You'll be doing that several times per day. Then it becomes automatic. Now you're just carrying water around with you wherever you go. You're making sure you've got copious amounts of water everywhere whenever you go to places. That's how you make it habitual. So people feel like change often takes a long time. What misconceptions do people have that could help them to change their lives? They're limiting beliefs. We need to uncover our limiting beliefs. If we identify where we limit ourselves, and some are more obvious than others, then we can start to step back and objectively look at these thoughts, these beliefs, and address them and to challenge them. You know, if you sometimes say to yourself, I don't deserve that partner, or I will never earn this amount of money, it will never happen. That's a limiting belief. Now, it's not a limiting belief if you were, say, earning, if you were earning £30,000 or dollars, whatever, a year, and then you were saying, I need to earn $1 million tomorrow. It's not a limiting belief if you were to say to yourself that I'm not going to be able to earn $1 million a year tomorrow. I mean, how does that even work? And that's not a limiting belief. But if you were to then say to yourself, I will never be able to earn £1 million or dollars a year, now that's a limiting belief. You are projecting your past, and that's what your belief is comprised of, your past references, your past experiences. You are reflecting the past into your future, and that is a limitation. That is a limiting belief, because really, and we'll all agree to this, if you make the right kind of actions on a continual basis, then you can eventually get to that goal of achieving $1 million a year. You can do it. People have done it around the world. They do it on a regular basis. It can be done. So it's about identifying your limiting beliefs, and you can do that with professionals or you can do it yourself. And that's why I love doing meditation. So if you check out my 40-minute meditative sessions on my YouTube channel, these help you to change your subconscious programs, because when you meditate, your brain, in terms of your brainwave states, you go from beta brainwave state, which is what I'm kind of in now. When you're thinking, you're rather switched on, you're taking in so much information every single moment because of the external stimuli around you and these sort of things. But when you meditate and you close your eyes and you slow your breathing down, you therefore have fewer thoughts per minute. If you have fewer thoughts per minute, there is more space, there are more gaps and longer gaps between your thoughts. If you have more space and gaps between your thoughts, you have the potential to observe these particular thoughts more clearly. And that's when you begin to identify, oh, I wonder why I just had that thought that I'll never meet the love of my life. Where did that come from? Now you start to question these thoughts. Oh, I just imagined myself being stuck in the same job that I haven't been happy with. Why did I just perceive that? Why did I just imagine that? Now you start to uncover your own belief systems. And when you uncover them, you are, in that sense, already present. You are in the moment. You are identifying what you want to change. Now, when you identify what you want to change, the next step thereafter is to choose a new option, to understand that your existing actions and behaviors and choices have led to this current situation that you are now in. And you can change them. You just have to choose a new and better option. But that means deciding that the existing actions or behaviors or routines you're into is not getting you the required results or giving you the emotions and feelings you want to experience on a daily basis. And when you've made that choice, that is so pertinent and important for making the changes in your life. Okay? So what misconceptions do people have that could help them to change their lives? Like I outlined, another misconception is that people don't believe that they can change their patterns through their own thoughts and their own thinking and their own reflections. Reflecting upon yourself, your choices, your behaviors are very, very important to creating change. So let's see what the brain will come up with now. What misconceptions do people have that could help them to change their lives? Another misconception, it popped in my mind just now, is exercise. A lot of people think that exercise is all about losing weight, looking better, health, getting over diseases, and all these sorts of things. And that's 100% true. But they fail to understand how exercise, especially things like HIIT training, explosive movements, lifting heavy weights, they fail to understand how these type of workouts can also stimulate the brain, support neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons in the brain, especially the forebrain and hippocampus within the limbic system. And when you create new neurons, you enable new synaptical connections to be made. That means new thoughts. Now, new thoughts lead to new results in the future because you're learning more. You're creating more neural nets and more associations in your mind. And that's how people begin the process of change. You can't get new results with your existing thoughts. Let's put it that way. So if you want better results in your life, you need to change at an identity level. So I know that sounds really grand, like, oh my God, Alex, you're telling me I have to change my identity, my personality, who I am? Oh, I don't know about that. Then your ego kicks in and you get that fearful and loss and fear and threat and the unknown, and it becomes overwhelming. You're like, no, forget what Alex just said. Let's just forget that bit. No, relax. When I say changing your identity, when you understand what I mean by that, then you kind of, it becomes more digestible. So let me work with that. So I just outlined that in order to create long-term change, you need to change your identity, what you associate with yourself, essentially your I ams. I am this. I am incompetent. I am clumsy. I am unlovable. I am blah, 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 all these limiting beliefs that people might have. Now, if you want to change these things, you essentially need to change your identity. Let's take one step lower. Then you need to change your personality traits, your characteristics. If you want to change those, you essentially have to change your perceptions, the way you perceive things in your life. I just dropped something. I'm clumsy. No. Maybe something was in the way that I didn't physically see, and that's why I dropped it. Doesn't mean that I am clumsy. Or someone asked me a question and I didn't answer it. That doesn't mean that I am dumb. It just means that I didn't have the information either available or my brain wouldn't allow me to access that knowledge in that moment. That's all it means. But it's your perceptions are so important because that's how you digest what's happening in the environment and you relate it to who you are. And that can be a positive or negative thing depending on what's being absorbed, right? So then we have to change our perceptions. One level below that is changing your beliefs. And to change your beliefs, you have to change what you believe you are capable of. Now, the reasons why a lot of people struggle to change their beliefs is because people's beliefs are formulated through their own past. But if you're using your past to formulate your future beliefs, what you want to believe in the future, then you can't use your past because that's what's all been used throughout years and through genetic inheritance and all these sort of things, your hardwired mental thought forms. That's why you're thinking this way currently. So you can't use the past to come up with new beliefs. That's why I teach visualization, mental rehearsal as a way of overcoming these mental obstacles, these limiting beliefs that prevent us from taking action, that prevent us from, creating new opportunities in our lives. And then to change these beliefs, one level lower than that, is essentially to change your mood, your attitude. So in order to change your mood and attitude now, you then need to change your feelings. Yeah, or actually in between those two, you need to change the emotions that are connected to your past experiences. So to change your beliefs, you need to change the emotions that wrap around experiences. Okay? Now, let me give you an example. I'm making it up. So let's say that someone got into a car accident, and the emotion that's wrapped around that negative experience might be one of hopelessness, of sadness, of anger at the other driver or whatever it is. So now the experience, whenever you think of it, it makes you feel angry. If you think of that on a daily basis, of that car accident, I can't believe that happened. What an awful human being that person was. I can't believe they didn't see me, and or whatever it is. Now you're getting yourself agitated. Now you're getting angry. That's going to affect your mood, your attitude. So now the residue from that emotion is going to carry into forthcoming actions. So say you've been sitting down in the morning. I can't believe that accident happened. I am so mad right now. And then that emotion continues into having a conversation with a colleague. And now you carry that anger into that conversation. Why didn't you complete that project? I need it done for today. I can't believe this. See? Now that's creating your bad mood. And then the negative energy within that interaction then transcends into whatever you do next. Right? This is what we mean by mood or attitude. So let's go back to where we were. Then you want to change your mood and attitude. To change that, you need to change your emotions, and then the series of your thoughts and your feelings, because there is a constant feedback loop between your thoughts affecting your feelings, chemicals in your brain, neuropeptides, and these chemicals and feelings affecting your thoughts, and the neurotransmitters that transfer synaptically from one neuron axon to the other. Yeah, and this is all how it works, and it all boils back down to our thoughts. So the whole reason why I went through all that thing, that chain of change, is because to change your identity means to change your thoughts. That's what it boils down to. So earlier, I've kind of freaked you out potentially by saying you need to change who you are. But really what I'm saying is you just need to change your thoughts. And to change your thoughts requires your frontal lobe to be switched on. It requires you to learn new content, new information, experience new things, and then come up with new beliefs, new emotions, and so on and so forth. And that creates you to change your energy, your attitude, what you attract, and there over time change your belief systems. And then over time change this and that.